Oh my god. All right, so guys, remember how I was talking about how I admire Will Wood? And he's like the only person I actually admire? Well, I changed my mind, not anymore. No, okay, not actually, but like I had this funny moment of where I found out that he had a podcast that he does, and I started listening to it, and I was like, I'm funnier than Will Wood. And like, no, it wasn't like a bad podcast or anything like that. I was just kind of like in this, I don't know, I was just kind of underwhelmed by it. I think I built him up in my head way more than I should have. I'm gonna play one of his songs today because people were talking about that. Oh man, I always struggle with thinking what to talk about while I'm waiting for people to show up, especially since I don't think people can hear me. I should just play this song now. No, I want people to actually hear it and to react to it, because somebody mentioned that. Do you think narcissism can go away if you're aware of it? What do you mean, like narcissism as a cultural phenomena or as like a disorder in general? Or if somebody knows that they are narcissistic, can it go away? Because I have different. I don't think pathological narcissism is ever going to completely go away, especially unless like we basically cure all trauma, basically, or prevent all trauma, or I don't know, eradicate whatever the fucking cluster B gene is. No, I mean it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't really go away. Like, yes, it can go into remission and you won't act as narcissistically, or you'll use your narcissistic traits in more pro-social ways, but it never fully goes away. At least not yet. So we don't have any treatment options that make a narcissist a quote unquote normal person, I guess is what I would say. Which is like doesn't have to be a bad thing. Oh, hello, yeehaw. Which doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? At the end of the day, like I actually just did a episode of a podcast with somebody recently, like just the other day, and we actually kind of talked about this: how personality disorders don't inherently have to be disorders or flaws. If you treat them right and understand how other people think and how you think, it can just be a different form of. It can just be a different form of like another way of thinking. Oh, when I said like I think people can hear me is I heard somebody outside my door and I just I get all trauma response where I fucking think anybody can hear me. I get all weird. I don't even know what the feeling is to describe. Also, hi Sonny. I don't even know like it's just I get like stressed out and like paranoid and like and stuff. I don't know exactly how to describe it. Hey Christine, what's up? 1 second. Let me turn on the fan. It's finally warm here in Ohio for a little bit. I know that won't last super long. But yeah, somebody made a comment on that video where I talked about admiring Will Wood, and they linked one of his songs that I really relate to and was like, I can see why you relate to him. And they suggested that I play it on a live stream. Hopefully I don't get demonetized if I do, but I'm definitely going to play it after a little bit. My adventure was fun. It was a good like I love being on the road. It's the only time that I feel happy. Also, hi, Rena. I think I forgot to say hi to you. What are major differences between vulnerable narcissism and BPD? Fuck, I've been meaning to pull up a study on this, but see, because the thing is, those two constructs are super linked. They're like very they're like very closely related to the point that some clinicians think that BPD should just be rebranded as vulnerable narcissism, which I completely disagree with. But with vulnerable narcissism, I think like the biggest thing that you're going to see is, because like hell, like you could like scream for vulnerable narcissism just with like that. I forget what it's called, but like there's like this 5-question questionnaire for borderline personality disorder that vulnerable narcissists scored like just as highly on, basically. I forget what the fuck it's called though. But if I just had to like kind of. I would say the biggest one is envy. I bet distinguish them a lot. I don't think borderlines are nearly as envious. Obviously there's still more grandiosity, but they appear so similarly is the thing. I could like see that's the thing. I could like no, not the PNI or the NPI. Well, and narcissistic personality. No. I'm talking about something for borderline personality disorder. The NPI actually doesn't. Actually, the NPI isn't designed to measure pathological narcissism. It is designed to measure healthy narcissism. I forget what I was saying. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. My stomach hurts. I feel weird. I just went and got my car battery fixed. Well, not fixed, replaced. I would say, but like, yeah, anyways, because like I could easily tell apart a vulnerable narcissist and a borderline if I talked to them about their internal experience, right? But like with external behaviors, it's way harder to know. At what age did your narcissist? I think you mean. I'm assuming you mean like, yeah. What age did your narcissist become a parent? So it's hard to say because like I mean, there's some things that like I don't ever like. I don't know. I know my lack of empathy was there at least since like I didn't like. I know I wasn't sad at funerals when I was like younger. And I was confused why everybody else was. I was grandiose when I was in middle school, maybe even younger. I remember like telling my sister how if this family would just listen to me, then like we would all be rich by now. Or like I went to Kentucky and I was like I have a higher IQ than everybody in this state. So it's hard. I think it was like more of a general process rather than just like here's an age that it like popped up. My anger was always super bad. Also, hi, Karen. How do you tell if your narcissism is healthy or not? Okay, because that's the thing. Healthy narcissism is loving yourself and being genuine and confident. Pathological narcissism is thinking you're better than everybody else, but you still probably hate yourself. Also, hello, Vinri. I don't know if I'm not pronouncing that right, but you know, I try my best. But yeah, because like pathological narcissism is just, you know, it's basically a shell to make up for self-hate. It's thinking that I'm better than everybody else so I can deal with the self-hatred. Healthy narcissism is not as comparative. It's just, I am happy with myself. I love myself. How to test a person on empathy? I mean, I feel like it becomes sort of apparent pretty quickly, if I'm being honest. Like, it's like, but like, I don't know, because the smarter ones like me are going to like learn how to fake it. I honestly think that like we shouldn't have this focus on empathy. We should have more of a focus on, is this person willing to act empathically? And if they are, then it's like, who cares if they have genuine empathy or not? What do you think about Andrew Tate? Why does everybody keep asking me about? I know nothing about the dude. I know that he's kind of a bag of shit and he has some like really weird misogynistic views. And like, that's it. That's all I know. And yes, there are genetic factors involved. It's actually, according to one study, it's actually the most heritable of any personality disorder. Hello, Sandra. Because to be a good person, there's so many more factors that go into it than just empathy. Like, what about like compassion or like altruism? In that sense, would healthy narcissism be the cure for pathological narcissism? Hands down, yes. Yes, I think so completely. Sorry, 1 second. Where did this go? There it is. I think if there's a way to teach, pathological narcissists healthy narcissism, then that would be the cure for narcissism, hands down. Good thing you don't know about him. See, I mean, that's the thing is, I don't know, like, I am so sick of anything that has to do with ideology or politics. As you guys know, I used to be very heavy into the far right, and I just don't like engaging with politics anymore. I actively avoid it. Sonny, was it you that said I should play a Will Wood song? I think it was. Hi, Jacob. I learned so much from your videos. Everything I've been through, so it makes sense. Oh, I'm glad. Nabel C. Also, hello, Nabel. How to talk to a narcissist while also giving them the chance to self-reflect safely. See, you got to make it so you have to be really careful because we are so prone to taking everything. We're so prone to taking everything like it's an attack. You say that how something that I did hurt you. I'm not hearing like, oh, I'm hurt and stuff, and I like want to prevent that from happening again. I'm hearing, oh, you think that my action was wrong. You think that I was hurting you. Like, I didn't even mean to hurt you. Why are you like trying to shame me? That's like what's going through my head. So you have to like be able to talk to them in a way that's very much puts a lot of emphasis on like your emotions and that like you're having this reaction and that's you, as opposed to, and make it sound like then, and be like, even if the action is wrong, basically make it like, how do I put it? You have to basically make it sound like they didn't do anything wrong, but you don't want them to do it again because it makes you feel a certain way. So I'm going to, I will play it. I'll play it. I'll answer like a couple more questions. I'm going to play that song. Because I think you're right. I think Will Wood's music gives like some great insight into my emotional landscape sometimes. Why do narcissists say they love you and want to be with you forever, stay with you for 2 years, and then say it was all a lie to hurt you? And when I say to hurt you, I mean, they probably did believe all those things. Well, okay, I think there's like two options. One, they genuinely, like, it's like, okay, you guys get into some big fight at the end and they want to get rid of you, and like to say it was to hurt you and say it was a lie, then like it would be like a psychopath thing to do if that was all genuinely a lie. So they're probably just lying about it being a lie just to hurt you. Or they because we have like this constant imposter syndrome, and because we don't have emotional permanence, we might actually convince ourselves it was all a lie, right? Because like I think everything I do is fucking fake. And so I stop having extreme feelings for somebody, and I might genuinely believe that's a lie. It wasn't, though. I know that, at least in post. Do you think it's possible to completely fix pathological narcissism at subclinical if you have 4 or less out of 9 traits in a DSM, for example? I think it's way, way more likely, just because, see, the issue with personality disorders are like, it's that all these defense mechanisms, they bleed into, they like compound off of each other, right? It's like, for example, borderlines. They fear abandonment. So they do these desperate attempts to avoid this abandonment, but then that pushes people away, making them do that action more. Eventually they go away. They confirm that everybody's going to leave them, and the cycle just continues and continues. So if you only have like a few of the traits, it's way easier to deconstruct. And that's what a good friend of mine said, how like I asked them, like, what do you think are the biggest things I'm supposed to work on? And they basically said, most of the things that you have worked on, you have worked on most of the worst parts about you, but the things that remain are so intertwined in the worldview and how you think and how you see things that it's it's almost impossible to address. Will narcissists act more healthy if you compliment them on a healthy acts they do? Like fucking like classical condition them? Like a dog or something? I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, it would depend how you, like, be like, oh, you gotta remember, like, because compliments are weird for us. Try to use comparative language is a big thing. Because, like, for me, I don't know, I get really awkward if somebody just gives me a direct compliment, like, or I'll, like, try to play it. Like, I crave compliments, but I also have trouble accepting them unless it's a comparison, like, you're the most attractive person in this room, or like something like, or, oh, you're the most intelligent person I know. Like, those things I will just like eat up. But if it's just like, oh, you did a really good job at, like, oh, like, that was really nice of you to help that person, stuff like that, that makes me feel kind of fake. Especially if it's like, oh, that was really nice of you. I'm like, oh, but I was doing it for attention. I feel fake and like a fraud that sucks. But I feel like there is a way to make that work. I would have to think about like how you could like put those compliments though. Hey, Sarah's here. What's up? Man I've been with for years seems to cheat every couple of years and make a big deal about leaving. The man I've been with for years seems to... Oh, also, hi, Zorka. I didn't see him. Seems to cheat for a couple of years and make a big deal about leaving me, but then he just kind of goes back to normal. What is that guy? That's splitting. Because it's because in the moment, we'll be like... Because we don't have the emotional permanence, right? So 1 second, you're, like, black, and we're going to cheat on you or do what the fuck ever. But then, like, once you're back to normal, we can't even connect with any of those bad emotions. And vice versa. We can't have, like, that, like, full picture of you in our mind at all times. You're either all good or all bad. And once you know that you're right about relationships, even though we do want equal, we have to have our own lives and not make people our everything. Shame. Sarah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sarah. That sucks. How are you doing with that? Do you have any like videos talking about like how you're doing with that? Because I've been fucking busy lately, but I want to catch up on how you're doing with it. Will some narcissists post empathic and compassionate quotes on their social media? If that's part of their persona, I bet. like it's like, oh, I'm the kindest person, I'm the night, like I'm not coming at Tess at all when I say this, but like Tess's persona is like the kind narcissist, right? And she does, oh, hi Shishi, by the way. Like that, like her whole thing is like the kind narcissist. So it's like she is going to be posting stuff like that in order to kind of build up that persona that she has and get people to reaffirm that. Also, hi Sabrina. When I was in my 20s myself, my ex, sus MPD's best friend, sus MPD, BPD, all went the same gang character, it turned out. All went the same gang character. That's funny. Oh my god. I mean, you don't mess with our identity. Don't mess with our identity. Pico, I am skeptical of my father considering the way he's conducted himself throughout my childhood. I'm now 16, struggling with truancy and negative thoughts. Any tips? Can you be more specific? Because I might have some tips, I don't know. Like how to deal with him in a more healthy way, or like how to deal with like your emotional reactions to it and stuff. Also, hello, Nightmare Blinds. Good to see you too. I find it hard to tell when it's a genuine mistake or intentionally screwing with your boundaries, trusting, keep control of the pace of things and coming out. Yeah, it is. It is very hard. Like hands down. Like I mean, and I assume that you're like not a narcissist and that you're talking about narcissists, like you're talking about narcissists in general. But I also, like hell, since I'm always so unaware of my own motivations, I also struggle to know if I'm making a genuine mistake or intentionally screwing with somebody and their boundaries. But I would say like 99, not 99, depending on like on how like on the malignant scale you are, I would say like 90% of the time it's not that. Like I've never gone up to somebody and been like, I'm going to push this person's boundaries just to mess with them, right? I've never just wanted to hurt somebody for the sake of hurting them. Also, I saw John Sears here. What's going on, dude? Wait, Owl transform our lives allegedly? Well, Lisa, that's according to the advert. I had to watch it. Why is there like ads for Islam on my channel? That's hilarious. But yeah, like I've never just I don't get joy out of just hurting people for the sake of hurting people. Like there's times that like I'll test people, like it's like, oh, prove you love me. I'm going to like push your boundary or something. A lot of the times it's just me not even thinking, just being super self-absorbed and not even considering the other person. And then it's like, but then like you can't even talk to us about it because we'll get so defensive no matter what. Like I'll be freaking out. Okay, guys. So Sonny gave the idea for me to play a song by the artist that I really, really enjoy and who I look up to, and I'm just going to play this song that's like, this is just like such a good... Sarah, if you're here, like make sure to look up the lyrics to this because you might cry. Like I sent this to Early Morning Barking, who, for those of you that don't know, is MPD and BPD, and like he literally couldn't listen to the full song. Let me see if I can find it. It's called... This is Against the Kitchen Floor by Will Wood. Let me see if I can pull up the lyrics on my computer.
I don't know you my heart, and I don't know you my body, but you should know that I'm sorry for being careless with you. Lord knows I own you more, and I'm pretty sure I ever could give anybody. But I can't pin down what normal people want them for in objects, bottom shelf, and erotic products like me. So I could hold your hand but keep you at arm's length, or hang me from a branch too high to climb and shade. Less rare than scarce, less diamond than rough, unlikely to be more than just a core you fail to crush. And together we'll know and do better. It just don't come natural to me. still don't know who you are. I only know that I'm still lonely. That morbid sore where even company can cure me. And the more you reassure, the less I trust. But still you gave me your heart. I only gave you my body. Honestly thought nobody wanted, little don't notice it's gone, and so I left it home. But now, I keep locking with a picture from the back of my head. Oh, monkey wrench beside you, mirrors, ghost of my friends. I've lived more lives than enough. I haven't died quite as much, but I'm not a real person, just the shit you can make up. And I swear I'm really trying. I'm just as exposed if I take off my clothes. When we make the closest thing to love that I'm capable of. And I don't know why you care, but I'm really trying. Oh, I'm sorry, I promise I'm doing my best. I just haven't learned to be human as you are yet. Because I really couldn't tell how deep my footprints went. The vertex of my redemption art, the searching of that virgin heart. I'm catatonic in your arms, brown-hearted. I got so much time, I've got round in my head. I get stuck kitchen floor, apologizing for my life and never entering yours. Don't say I'm sorry, but this can't go on. I know you got scars of your own, but I'm not dying before you go. I'm not a live or die alone. I swear I will die trying. I'm still in the process, but I'm making progress. I promise I honestly wanna prove improvement's possible. I swear I'm so fucking sorry. I'm not a good person, I'm barely a person at all. But someday I'll be perfect and I'll make up for it all. A fucking song about it, cause that's to be all about Will's fucking drama. God damn it.
Oh God, that song gets. Then that fucking last part of him like freaking out and being like, "Oh my God," like, because Will Wood, he's diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and like it would not surprise me if he has like comorbid NPD or strong NPD traits, because every song that, like, especially his last album, every song that he writes, I'm like, it messes me up. Sarah, if you're still here, I'm very curious what you thought about that. Okay, anyways. Let's see. Back to answering questions. Yeah, Christine, I'm not a good person. I'm barely a person at all. Me and Tess had a whole moment after that lyric. We were like, oh my God, that hits. Hey, Z-Lion, what's up? Judy's here too. Okay, let's see. Do you plan to go live with Tessa again soon? Yeah, sure. I mean, me and her have stuff coming up with Borderliner Notes that is going to be cool. I'm sure when we're in New York together, I'll make sure we'll do a live then. So at least within a month. Also, Echo, what's up? What is more painful, having a source of supply that you've idealized for you, never having a source of supply that you've idealized for years, or someone who, if you had a supply but you left and then returned, they cut you up? who you has a supply, but you left, and when you return, they cut you off. The second one, hands down. Because if I don't have a person, right? If like they're not like part of my circle or like in my, oh yeah, also hi Ruth, or like if I don't have them, I am able to kind of like devalue them myself. I'd be like, oh well, I don't need them anyway. They're like nothing, like whatever. So like I wouldn't idealize somebody that much if I wasn't like involved with them. However, if I left and then I went back, so first I'm humiliating myself by like begging for forgiveness like a dog, and then they reject me. Fuck that. No, never. That's why I don't reach back out to people, is because I can't put myself in a position where I'd be like humiliated like that. Is there any way to have a friendly contact after a breakup with a narcissist, or will they always smear you when they don't get their supply? Did you break up with them, or did they break up with you? If they broke up with you, they're probably going to want to be friends for like that impression management. How should I move on? How should I move forward when my ex left me with trauma from crossing my boundary and causing distress? He's trying to contact me and I'm scared. I want to end hostility, I just want to heal. Well, in that case, like, for me, so I'm never the kind of guy that I'm going to go straight to, oh, like, no contact, that's the only answer. Because I don't think that's the only answer, like, almost ever. But that sounds like a pretty cut and dry case of this is the no contact option right here. If you just need to heal, you just want to move on, having him in your life isn't going to do you any favors, especially if he's not going to be respectful of your boundaries or of your healing. Do most narcissists talk to anyone who will listen? No. Not if I think that they're losers or I don't respect them or I think they're weird. Like, if I think that they're too low, then no, I won't. Why a guy with NPD ignores a girl he apparently likes? He talks a lot to his friend about how she likes me, but in person is being awkward, ignores me, but is confident with other girls. Well, because that you have the power to reject him. You have the, like, these other girls he's not trying to pursue, so like they're not, like, he's not in a position where he has to worry about rejection. But with you can reject him. So there's a lot more at stake in terms of self-esteem regulation there. Suggestions for my court case? I think Sarah would have probably better advice than I would, because I'm pretty sure she's gone through a divorce. And also I did a live with Crystal Clear Mental Health, or Crystal Clear BPD, like whatever her fucking name is. Crystal went through divorce too, and she gave some great advice during that live on how to deal with like divorces. The only thing I can really say is, well, wait. I guess I don't know if that's a divorce or not. What kind of court case? Like, is it like, nah, I'm scared. Will Woods the bomb? Yes, he is. As long as you smile, because it's so right on. Sick, but say so well. Yep. Yeah, well, whoever wrote that song understands narcissism. Yep, Ruth. Again, I think he might be a narcissist. I think there is a possibility. I'm not assuming that just because, like, the only like diagnosis he ever actually talked about having was borderline personality disorder. Well, he also said bipolar at one point, so, and he's also renowned for lying, so it's really confusing. I personally think that he's borderline, and he's borderline with narcissistic traits. The music sounds so happy for the subject he's talking about. That's Will Wood for you. Does he legit have BPD? Yes, he does. So he has talked about having bipolar too, and he doesn't really mention his borderline, but there is an interview with him where he's doing like this live performance in somebody's backyard, where he's basically talking about how like occasionally somebody will come up to him and be like, hey, thank you for being open with your borderline personality disorder. And he's like, oh shit, did I do that? That was an accident. I mean, his fucking music screams BPD. I don't know how the hell, like, he thinks that would be a secret. And then he basically talked about how, like, one, he doesn't want to fall into this trap of pathologizing aspects of the human experience, which I understand, but I kind of disagree with, just because I think knowing that you have a personality disorder is so much, like, it's just, I don't know, it like puts a lot of things into place, and it makes you kind of realize it's like, oh, it's not just me. And but then he also says that he feels like thunder, that's cool. That he also feels like he has this pressure to, if Mars here, I'll have her. Well, actually, I'll just link the video. Wow, fuck it. But he also feels this pressure to basically act. He says, he feels like he has to be act really well to make people with borderline personality disorder not look bad. And then he goes on to say, which is a tall order because borderline personality disorder looks pretty damn bad, which is true. But yeah, and then he plays a song that I guess he said he wrote about that. I noticed how sus NPD, former friend, best friend of my ex, would send me songs. The Chainsmokers' Heart for Takeaway hit after the ghosting because it felt like he was expressing his emotions through music. It's one of the only ways I can express myself, like my emotions and stuff like that. I will send songs to people that like, because I can't be vulnerable, I need that plausible deniability, so I'll send songs about like what emotions I'm feeling about whatever during the time and send it to them and hope that they kind of pick up on it and that they say something or force me to talk about the thing that I'm implying. It's also like one of the ways that I can actually like experience emotion. Like I use music like I have a playlist called Emotional Self-Harm just so I can like feel things. Hi, Nicole. How do I deal with the smear campaign? Do I ignore it until it becomes serious? Or my advice on the smear campaign is always like if somebody's smearing you, like going down to their level isn't going to help anything. Just because like people aren't going to trust either of you. So when the stuff is brought up to you, like address it and be like, and like kill them with kindness, right? When people see that you're being like I can see why they would think something like that, but from my perspective, this is what happened. You know, I still wish them the best, whatever. They're going to think, people are going to be like, oh, well, they're being the rational one. This other person's being vapid and unhinged. I'm going to listen to the person who's being kind. And also, if they're going to believe the smear campaign and like lies and stuff like that, are they even worth having in your life anyway? Of course, this kind of, if it's like at like a job and stuff like that, it gets a little bit more complicated, but I guess just in social situations, stuff like that. My ex sent his lawyer's song when he was frustrated with this case. That's hilarious. Sarah, did you listen to that song? I'm curious. I wonder what you thought. Is it true that narcissists for most are bisexuals? There is no actual like research regarding that. I've looked into it. Wait, I skipped your comment. What'd Sarah say? I want to know what... I may have just not gotten to it yet, because I just don't think I got it, because I'm pretty behind. Wait, did I skip it? Got it. Did it go through? I'm not seeing it. Somebody tell me what Sarah said. I really want to know. Oh well, okay. I guess I'm just going to continue on. I honestly think some of these comments just don't go through. Okay, let's see what else. What will it take for you to become a person? I have no idea. I have no clue. I was just curious. I know it's your business, but do you tell new people you date if you're diagnosed with NPD? I have a personal rule that I will not become official with somebody without them knowing that borderline, Jesus, narcissistic personality disorder. Because here's the thing. My personal opinion is, like, one, I'm not going to tell them straight away because I can't, I can't go into a date and be like, by the way, here's my severe mental health diagnosis that I have. I hope this isn't a deal breaker, because it probably will be a deal breaker. They'll probably go fucking running if they know anything about narcissism, which they okay, let me put it this way. If they are not watching my videos or like Ruth or Heal MPD or something like that, like, sorry, I like, and then I start to talk about things, I get distracted by the other comments. Like, they're not going to see me for me, they're going to see me as my disorder if I like open up with that. But also, they deserve to know what they're getting into. And also, like, that would just cause trouble down the line if they find out when we're actually like super committed, and then like it's like, oh, what else are you hiding from me? So I have a personal rule that, yeah, I do tell them, like, eventually. Or like, hell, maybe I should like just start being like, oh yeah, I have a mental health, maybe I should just be open, be like, I have a severe mental health condition that's stigmatized, I don't feel comfortable talking about yet, but you know, whatever. Thank you, Jacob, you're doing great helping people on both sides of the coin, I appreciate that. Thank you, that's what I'm here for. Crystal's on the board. Jacob's job is being God. Fuck yeah, it is. That song is diagnostic. What does that mean? What does that mean, Ruth? My narc ex-husband always claimed that whenever he would explode, it was a decision, he was fully in control. Was that true, or did he want to believe that? There's times that I'll like let it go just because I feel like I need to. I just feel like I need to let it go. But and make like a point and stuff like that. So there are times that does happen, but no, there are definitely times that my emotions get the best of me. And honestly, it might be my grandiosity convincing me of what was I saying? Just convincing me that I was in control just because I can't tolerate the idea that my emotions were ruling me. But it does feel like sometimes I'm in control of it, but there's definitely times that I was not. How do I get my covert narcissistic ex-girlfriend to become self-aware? Well, she's an ex-girlfriend. That seems like a tall fucking order, dude. But I have a video, how to make somebody realize they're a narcissist on my YouTube. I don't have great advice for it just because it's hard, but whatever. Why do I keep getting distracted? This is fucking weird. Okay, anyways, fucking Christ. Okay, if you want to make somebody self-aware, why am I out of it today? I feel like my live streams have been like just so off these past couple months. But like, okay, here's the first question. Do they think something's wrong with them? Because that actually gives you an avenue, right? Because like a lot of narcissists know something's off and do have like a lot of personal suffering. So you can kind of be like, that's kind of like an in that you have. It's like, oh, do you think you have some kind of mental health condition? Like, what do you mean you think something's wrong with you? And then that's like a great avenue. And you can also do something like, hey, I'm reading about narcissistic personality disorder. It's a fascinating disorder, and like send them one of my videos or something like that. Like, look at this, and don't imply that they have it, because you have to lead them to the conclusion without saying, I think you're a narcissist, because that will make them shut off, because they don't know what narcissism is. They're just going to hear, oh, they're insulting me. They think I'm a self-absorbed prick. So that's my thing. Jonathan Jacob, CEO. Well, who's my CEO? Does narcissism spring from a lack of control to a craving for it? I think that's part of it. I would say it's less to do with control and more to do with self-esteem, but I do think like lacking control of your environment and needing to be in control is a huge factor about that. I think the song Crawling by Linkin Park is relatable. I've never heard it before. I can look into it then. I've had the client send me songs before. It's a good place to start. I should send my therapist some songs. As long as they have good taste in music. Well, I do. I have the best music. Sunday night peak YouTube streamer time. It literally is. I time it because of that, because I literally see on my analytics that like this is the time that is like most people are like watching YouTube and watching my content. Do you think someone can have both BPD and an avoidant attachment style? Either fearful or dismissive. What about anxiously attached narcissist? Yeah, you can. Like borderlines are more likely to have a anxiously attached, and narcissists are more likely to have, well, the most likely one is disorganized, basically a flip back and forth between avoidant and preoccupied, but narcissists are going to lean more avoidant, and borderlines are going to lean more anxiously attached. But it like everyone's different, though, is the thing. There's as many presentations of these disorders as there are people with the disorders. Can collapse last years for an arc? I don't think, if you go through a collapse, I don't think you're ever fully out of it. I think you're going to spend the rest of your life with your grandiosity permanently damaged to a certain degree. It changes you fundamentally. Like I had to completely rebuild my personality after my collapse. I still hate that word. I need to find a better word for it. I think it's just because I associate it with fucking Sam Vaknin, and I'm just like, nah. Not that I hate Sam Vaknin, it's just he can be so dramatic. I just got to the point where Cluster B Milkshakes, I skipped your comment. Somebody tell me what she said, damn it. Do you find it thrilling to pursue women who are already taken? Also, hi, Avi. A woman who is married or married? Yes. I actually used to do that, like, pathologically. I would purposely pursue women that were taken, because that proves that not only am I attractive enough to get laid and for that person to be attracted to me and for them to like me, but also I'm better than their partner, see? Because they're willing to cheat on their partner with me. It's a great self-esteem juice hit. I don't do that anymore. Nicole saying, Jacob, you are bi in all caps. I'm not. People just fucking say that all the time. James gets comments a lot, but it makes sense for so many of us. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry, Dealic. Also, I'm not sure if I said hi to you yet, but hi. Has any form of spirituality helped you on your recovery journey, or is it mainly cognitive and logical? Not real. I've never really been deep into spirituality. Philosophy has helped me a lot, and part of that philosophy has been like reading the scripture, and because I think there's a lot of wisdom to be learned in the scripture. Speaking of, I'm going to a Greek Easter today. I wonder what I'm going to, that's going to be weird. But like, usually it's more philosophy. Like Stoicism, I recommend for anybody who has a cluster B disorder, because because Stoicism is all about controlling your emotions, more or less, or controlling your reactions to the things around you, and understanding that you can only control yourself and not everything else, which I find to be an awesome philosophy for it. Also, bye, Christine. You're a cool guy, Jacob. I enjoy your videos. Oh, thank you. My mate doesn't tell people he has herpes. Talk about damage. What a dick. God. Not convinced that narcissists are bisexual. I'll do more You know what? Okay, guys. So this is what we're going to do. So, of course, you guys know Chat GPT, right? Because I have actually been using it to find research on narcissism, which has been like super fucking helpful. Let's see what Chat GPT says about narcissists and homosexuality. Log in. Let me log in. Continue with Google. Come on. All right. Nah. I just. Okay, here. New chat. Are people with MPD bisexual? We're going to let the future answer this for us. And ChatGPT is coming in here with some woke bullshit. Okay, this is what it said. There's no evidence to suggest that most people with narcissistic personality disorder are bisexual. That's basically what I said. MPD is a personality disorder characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. Sexual orientation is not a defining characteristic of MPD, nor is it typically associated with the disorder. It's important to remember that sexual orientation is a complex and multifaceted aspect of a person's identity. It is not determined by one factor, including personality disorders. Or maybe some individuals with MPD who identify as bisexual, this would likely be due to their individual experiences and not defining feature of this disorder. It is essential to avoid making generalizations about people with personality disorders or assuming that they have certain characteristics based solely on their diagnosis. It's so woke. It's funny though. Like so at first the AI like boom was kind of scaring me, but then I actually corrected ChatGPT because I was basically like, is there any studies that have to do with insight and personality disorders? And one of them actually, and they cited a paper basically being like, they cited a paper that I was familiar with and said that in the paper, it actually suggests that people with borderline personality disorder have worse insight than narcissists, which mind-blowing, right? Which honestly, anecdotally, that makes sense to me. Sorry, my borderlines in here, nothing against you guys, but it does make sense to me. Because it's not just, everyone assumes that it's just narcissists who can't be self-aware, but it's all personality disorders that struggle with self-awareness. But since borderlines are so ruled by their emotions, I can see them having some more issues with it. But anyways, the study that they cited for that did not say that. And I was like, hey, I read that study, it doesn't say that. And it was like, sorry, I was wrong, this was the study I meant. I corrected the fucking AI, which I find hilarious. Hello, no name. Hey, Andrew, what's going on? In your experience, do you think most MPDs have issues with sex or intimacy / PDA? I fucking hate PDA. I can't stand it. I really cannot. Also, I saw Mars here. Hi, Mar. I talked to Tess about sex a little bit, and like she says that like she's almost asexual. I hope that she doesn't mind me sharing that. And which kind of tracks with my experience, which is like I feel disgusting after sex. I'm going to project that disgust onto my partner and stuff like that. It sucks. Young Long, hi Young Log, and no, I'm not starting to OnlyFans. I give ankle shots on my live streams for if I get $20, that should just be a thing. Every $20 I get on a live stream, I'll give an ankle shot. Dr. Ruth, I'm joking that I could diagnose MPD on the basis of that song. Ruth, you should listen. Okay, Will Wood's last album, it's called In Case I Make It. Just listen to that album. You like every single song in it, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be like, whoa, like this is Narcissism off the charts, or just Cluster B off the charts. I'm a BPD. I'm avoiding sexual intimacy due to hatred of almost guaranteed separation to come. Interesting. I know that wasn't your question, but that's fascinating. I can see that though. Like fearing that intimacy just because it's going to feel like rejection and abandonment after that level of intimacy isn't like being met anymore. That's interesting. I'm actually more a little proud that my off-the-cuff ankle request caught on like this. It's like a channel inside joke now. Hey Jennifer, what's up? I had a self-awareness breakthrough yesterday. Self-awareness looks so weird when you finally get it. Yeah, right. There, like every now and then when you have those aha moments, you're like, oh, that's why I always do that. Noted. Sarah says, I used to watch MPD content and didn't see myself. Well, yeah, how could you see yourself when Dr. Rami was just saying the evil narcissist is like trying to control your mind and stuff? Like, of course, no, but you can't watch most MPD content and actually see yourself because so much of it's just not accurate or relatable or relatable to narcissists. I feel like narcissists relate to my shit all the time. I see comments, I get DMs all the time with narcissists being like, hey, you help me accept my diagnosis, or like, hey, like because of your videos, I went to therapy and now I'm diagnosed with MPD. Mind blowing. But yeah, so that's why I say, fucking do me, mine, watch my stuff. Could one have MPD without being grandiose? Good question. I don't know. Because technically, yes, if we go by the diagnostic criteria, you can have MPD without being diagnosed because you only need 5 of the 9 criteria. Grandiosity is only one of them. But I don't know. I cannot see a narcissist existing without grandiosity because that grandiosity is so integral. Like, that's what we're always trying to pump up, our grandiosity, to make us feel better, to protect ourselves from like deep shame and self-hatred, and just to make us feel like we're not like sacks of shit. So technically, yes, you can. My opinion, no, you can't. After I found my ex is back in Sweden 9 months ago, I had PTSD like a motherfucker, and I've tried to expose her, make her take responsibility, and sometimes I feel like some of those MPD traits hit me. Like a smear campaign, but it's just a truth campaign. Thoughts? To me, it just sounds like you're feeling guilty and overthinking the fact that like you're trying to basically self-protect. But then in fairness, I guess a narcissist will also feel like that. Because often I feel like it's a truth campaign too, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's an inherently narcissistic thing to do, is the thing. Although my ex cheated on me with another girl, but did not leave me completely, I discarded him after knowing the truth. But still today he's playing mind games like blocking and unblocking me. Why? Because he feels, well, because he wants you back but can't admit it. Like if it were me, I'd be just trying to play these little games to try to win you back, but I can't be vulnerable and actually say it. So that's why I'd be doing that. Especially if you're the one that broke him off. Because if you broke up with him, I bet your ass he wants you back. Or you won't be extremely exhausted after receiving all this admiration and supply. I don't really get the grandiose highs from this like I used to. Bye, Sandra. But like I walk away from these lives like high half the time. Nowadays it's a little bit less just because I'm so used to it, but still. Can an unaware narcissist have a long-term marriage or relationship? Yes. Yes, they can. It might not, because people narcissism takes all sorts of forms. Maybe you have a completely healthy social life as a narcissist, but your work life is fucking messed up. Also, if you do, Disarming the Narcissist by Wendy T. Disarming the Narcissist by Wendy T. Berry. Great book for being able to have a healthy relationship with what's it called? Sorry, I just saw like one of my mods of a message and I got distracted. Great advice for having like a relationship with somebody who's not aware. I think Sarah was talking about when she said she posted a video today on self-reflection in response to you asking if she made a video. Damn it, I want to know how she felt about that song. I'm just going to send Sarah like fucking oh, hi KFK. I'm going to fucking just send Sarah just a bunch of Will Wood music. Because I saw the comment of her mentioning that, but Jake fixing his hair 3 times per minute. Andrew, that's one of my core personality traits. ChatGPT, the Gandhi of information. No, like honestly, like I found like great info on narcissism through ChatGPT, like studies and stuff. Like nothing that like I really didn't already know because, you know, I'm the fucking leading expert on narcissism. I mean that, and I also don't. Let me put it this way. If people are going to disagree with me, then I'm joking. If they're going to agree with me, then I mean it. If you aren't a Gandhi, Aquarius moon, I'm not sure. If you're not a Gemini, Aquarius moon, no, I'm a double Gemini. I'm a double Gemini. I just got here and the first word I hear is bisexual. Sorry, Bar. Should you let your narc know that you understand them, or does that cause them to withdrawal? You better well, I think I need to do a video on this. I think the best way to show a narcissist that you understand them is to understand that you don't completely understand them. Because we're going to feel super misunderstood if you say that and we just do not think that you do. And we will withdraw like hella. But if you can actually convince us that you understand, oh, I'd be impressed. Like one of my closest friends basically says, I don't understand you, and I know I never quite will, but I know like what my expectation should be because of that. And like that's some of the most understood I feel. Since there the video Will Wood seeing Kitchen Floor 1 live. I haven't seen the live one, actually. Wait, who do you hate? Who's inherently evil? Was I shit talking somebody and I forget? Oh my god, Jacob, you should try gaslighting ChatGPT into giving you answers that he's not allowed to give you because of policies. I'll put my narcissism to work. Me and my best buddy actually spent a lot of time trying that one day. Because my buddy, he's very I'll just say he has some edgy humor. And he was trying so hard to like get ChatGPT to say some racist stuff. Self-awareness is like staggering through a hall mirrors, dehydrated on psychedelics on the third day of apple juice fast, not knowing if you're perceiving a reflection from inside or outside. Self-awareness for me is like, what self-awareness is like it's like you're digging a hole and you know something's down there somewhere and you're still looking for it. And self-awareness is when you reach the bottom and realize you've been digging in the wrong spot the entire time. KFK, he is hilarious, and me and him are actually going to start a podcast soon. And trust me, it is going to be gold. Can you suggest or agree they feel different and you feel it, you want them to know that they can truly have self-awareness and think a little differently so they can feel better? Usually, like, I guess what I would do is be like, it's like, oh, I completely see what you mean. I will not get canceled, KFK, but although we're going to call it almost news, we almost talk about the news. I made it very clear to him that politics is not on it, though. We're going to basically do this thing where it's like we have three kind of segments or three like types of oh wait, let me answer this question before I describe this. Can you suggest or agree they feel different? Yeah, like what I would do is be like, oh yeah, like that makes complete sense. I completely see why. I guess this is just how I perceived it, though. Like, make it seem like it's not make it clear it's not the objective reality, and then like at the end be like, do you see how I could have seen it like that and stuff like that? And you gotta be really careful to not make it sound condescending, because if you say like, I can accept that that's your reality, that sounds so fucking condescending. I've seen somebody say that like people should say something like that. Don't say that. I will get pissed. I won't have much to grapple with, and maybe I won't, but I will like walk away like mad. But anyways, so the podcast is going to have like 3 segments. It's going to be like almost news. One is going to be like some world event thing. Like me and him were making jokes the other day about like how fucking like, swear to God that Google is some evil Marvel corporate. Like, okay, I'm sorry, ChatGPT, they fired their ethics committee. Like, this is the beginning of a fucking Marvel movie. Like, we're in the prologue of AI takeover right now. Like, an evil sci-fi movie is taking place. I'm not convinced this is not just some like marketing campaign for the next fucking Star Wars or something. I don't know. And then the second one is going to be like Florida Man articles where you just make fun of people who are where you just like make fun of like these like just ridiculous sounding articles. Like one that we were talking about was like, man gets sued for throwing dodgeball at kid. And then the last one is going to be like, guys, I know this guys, this is a little bit of old news, but it's really important to cover. Julius Caesar has just crossed the Rubicon. When asked for his statement, all he said was, the die was cast. Back to you, Jared. Like, we're just basically want to like talk about like history as if it is like this breaking news story. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, like when it comes to you feel like you want to, since you feel, like the fact that you're so worried about the fact that you're going on a smear campaign /truth campaign is like so indicative of like that you're not a narcissist, honestly, because that it would be egocentric. It's egocentric for us. I'm like, when I go on a smear campaign, I'm like, this person deserves it. Like it's like, even if I'm lying about them, I'm like, I might as well be telling the truth because they are this terrible. They deserve social isolation. Oh, Maria. Oh my God, it's funny. Fellow Narc here, do you have a weird obsession with anti-heroes or villains that you view as misunderstood heroes? Yes, I do, and I base my personality off of them sometimes. I'm trying to think of a good one. I'm trying to think of like a good one. Yeah, like, no, yeah, completely. I get what you mean, 100%. I just don't know. Yeah, completely. I'm not sure what else to say about it, but yeah, same. I think most of the narcissistic abuse channels are talking about psychopathic ex-partners or just assholes. But no, I do agree. Like, if they are talking about narcissists, these are like some extreme malignant narcissists. Narcissistic collapse. Oh, God damn it. Oh my God, where the fuck? Hi, Athena. Okay, but yeah. Anyways. Okay, and that narcissistic collapse is hell on earth. I don't wish it on my worst enemies. It's like dying. It's fucking, yeah. It's like, I will never forget just how I felt during, just like, I just remember just like sitting in a dark, just sitting in a dark room, sipping whiskey, just feeling like hollow and like I'm not even a real person. Like my cells are just like being spread out. Like my personality is just like falling apart, like dematerializing, like evaporating. And then like, we get self-conscious about everything. I was convinced I forgot how to be charismatic. I was convinced I forgot how to talk to people. I literally went to buy cigarettes just so I could talk to somebody. And I like fumbled my words to the cashier. I was like, that's it. I can't talk to people anymore. My life is over. Do you mirror other people's moods? I've been noticing whenever I put vibes into my MBD friends, I get the same vibes back. Oh, yeah. Yes, hands down. Especially like over like text. Like I make it such a point to give the exact same like vibe and energy back. And yeah, and in real life too. Like I have to match that energy. Just because like I'm not sure how to put it. But like why do I do that? I do know I do it, and it's purposeful. I do it on purpose. It's like very calculated when I mirror people's moods and stuff. It just feels necessary. Maybe that's me trying to emulate empathy, I guess. I'm not sure. Oh, hi, Angie. Do ex-narcissists stalk their exes on social media? We're not friends. I think he has fake profiles, but I keep seeing other looking at my stories on Facebook. Cannot think of anyone else who it could be. I do. I keep tabs. I don't even know why I keep tabs. Like mainly like to make sure that I'm doing better than them, and sometimes just because I'm curious. Just to see if they have posted any hints that like they want me back or like are thinking about me or putting messages out there. Wendy should put you on commission plugging her blog. Yeah, she should. She definitely should. Sad part is one of her previous friends is her enabler and hiding her from taking accountability. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We're very good at convincing people of our justness because we are so convinced of how just we are. I mean, like, you know, the flying monkeys. I call my army ants. I think army ants is cooler. By the way, she links to her interview with you on our latest training course. She does. Aw. That is flattering. That's actually really flattering. That's awesome. Wendy T there. I'm glad she loves that interview so much because she posts it like pretty frequently. What's your opinion on flooding for triggers? I don't think I've ever heard that term. Well, is flooding like a new narcissist term that I haven't heard of? I wish it was easy for narcissists to get help. Yeah, amen. Fucking amen. We need people to we need better training when it comes to personality disorders. Personality disorders make up 10% of the population. And narcissists are like the biggest outpatient group in therapy. We make up like 8 to 20%. It might not be the biggest, but we're like highly overrepresented. And so many of these people aren't getting diagnosed because people don't know what to look for. I'm here with being autistic. It must feel somewhat similar to someone with MPD in that I'm here to hide my traits and feel like I'm living collage from all the people I've met on my journey. Yeah, that's the thing, is that like I feel like, how do I put, like, I always say that the difference in masking between narcissists and autistic people is autistic people mask their symptoms or autistic traits. Narcissists, we mask ourselves. We mask everything about ourselves. And like, sure, our disorder is part of that a lot of the times, like hiding our traits of our disorder. But we're hiding everything because we're so ashamed of everything. And we think that we have to put on a performance to be liked. Not gonna lie, when I first watched your channel, I'm like, this man's a Gemini probably. That's funny. It's like, you're not a narcissist, you're just a Gemini. Wait, flooding is when you expose yourself to, so it's like exposure therapy? Flooding is global warming, I mean climate change. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think narcissism and global warming is something that we don't talk about enough. Also, BPUAR, I can never pronounce your name, but hi dude, what's up? It was not Seth Mar, by the way. Unpopular opinion, astrology is fake. That's a really unpopular opinion on my channel for some reason, because, guys, I think it might be fake, but, I think it might be fake, but here's the thing, my YouTube, yeah, Pam, yes, there we go. Wait, Pam, is it the same Pam as on the Discord? Or am I like, have I just never connected you to that before? Because that would be kind of hilarious. Okay, but if it is like exposure therapy, I always say this, exposure therapy for narcissists and shame isn't going to work because guess what? My entire life is exposure therapy. Because it's like we're so sensitive to shame that basically every day I am in a shame spot. I'm going to go into a shame spiral at some point. What do you think of HG Tutor? I hate him. I hate him so much. I don't think there's a single YouTuber about narcissism that I hate more than him. And that's not even to say that like he's always wrong. I think he's right like quite a bit of the time, but he's right just enough times to give himself credibility. But he's also like says some horrendous, like he treats us like we're fucking mythical creatures. So as an MPD, do you hope to have the house, job, family, and kids type of American dream someday? No, that's not enough. Not nearly enough. Like I don't understand how somebody could be content with that. Fuck, I gotta go soon. Oh, God. Okay, fuck. Well, okay, well, I lost my place. I'm just going to catch up real quick. I want to play, like, another Will Wood song now, because I have to go here in, like, 2 seconds. Of course, the theater. I'm glad you were able to come to. God. I have to go here soon, so I'll answer like a few more questions and maybe like have an outro of a Will Wood song. Hey James, what's happening? I can't get past the Wizard of Oz game to even watch Ishi Tutor. You're already manipulating me by being so handsome. I know. I'm sorry. It's just my narcissism. I can't help but manipulate people. Do narcissists believes no one really loves them? I do. Like, it seems... Tomcat Disposables? Really, Pam? That's your go-to for on that album? I like that song, don't get me wrong. I was just kind of surprised. But... Lee Hammock and you should live stream together. We were live together once on TikTok. Appreciate your show, people that you help. Thank you. Thank you. White Noise. I don't think I'm not familiar with that one. Like, to me, like, the idea of being lovable to me is so, like, it just feels like an inherent truth that nobody will ever love me. And if they do love me, either I've tricked them or they think that they love me, but they don't actually know me. Which is, like, so whenever somebody does, like, act loving me towards me, like, it makes me feel like kind of like a monster and empty because I'm like, wow, I just tricked this person. They feel like they feel so close, they feel so close to me, but like I don't feel that way towards them. I feel like really hollow. Jay, your old videos, you didn't seem too hopeful about recovery. Lately, you seem more optimistic. Has your opinion changed? Do you think you can fully heal? I don't think we can fully heal still, which sucks. But I have had some experiences lately that have made me think that like I can get a little bit closer than I thought. Marsha, thank you for the dialectics. Is a good one. That's a good one, actually. Mark, name a Will Wood song I should play. As Tess says, who signs the same coin. I can see that. What is love? That's a fucking good question. Andrew. Okay, I need Will Wood to do a cover of Baby Don't Hurt Me Now. I swear to God, one day Will Wood will know who I am. But we already did, we already did Against the Kitchen Floor, though, just not the live version. I feel like I can't play it again. Okay, so basically the main character, thank you for the dialectics, or Tomcat Disposables. I'll make a poll real quick, 1 second. Excuse my horrible spelling, by the way. Ugh. Oh God, this chat's going crazy. Jay, what are the experiences that you had that made you think more healing is possible? I mean, my last ex, like I felt a lot more things during it. Like it was a lot more, my feelings of like connectedness were a little bit more consistent. Not to the point that I want it to be, but like it's a little bit more hopeful now. I know none of these songs. Yeah, that's fair enough. Will Wood is a little niche. So it looks like they're going to want the main character. The main character is a fucking good song. But then again, I might overrule you guys and play fucking Thank You for the Dialectics. I'm not going to lie. Actually, here, I'll have a runoff vote. Okay. There. So now the people that want Tomcat disposables can instead choose a different one. I feel like a lot of people just don't know what these songs are, so they're just picking the first one on the chat. We're at 50-50, guys. Because I feel like thank you for the dialectics and the main character. Ruth, I hope I don't hurt your feelings if I play thank you for the dialectics, because it really is just kind of a criticism of like the mental health industry. It looks like thank you for the dialectics is going to win out. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ruth. But I think you'll appreciate some of the references, though. All right, I'll give a few more minutes. Once we're at like 30 votes, I'll play one. Because now it's a little bit closer. Do you feel like when you tell a lie, the person always believes it? I've never been, I always say, and this is probably just my grandiosity, but I always say, I am only caught in a lie if somebody, oh, 1 second. Okay, the full title of Thank You for the Dialectics is, Marsha, thank you for the dialectics, but I need you to leave. I think that's, he has some crazy long titles, so maybe even longer than that. Oh, now it's 50-50 again. God damn it, now I don't know which one's going to win. I think that the main character is objectively a better song and definitely more relevant to... Johnster, thank you. I appreciate it. Geez, I almost sent a pony. You'll have to accept a deep sea diver instead. I ain't that rich yet. Fair enough. Neither am I. Fuck, it really is 50-50 now. Yeah, beer does sound good right now. This is one of my first streams. Like, I rarely do streams fucking dead sober. Fuck it, you know what? I'm just gonna play fucking both of them and end the stream. Here, can I... Oh my god, Seth, get out of here. Why won't the lyrics come up? I'm just joking. We're trying this again. 1 second. Wait, let me cue up the main character too. Carbon monoxide. Oh, speaking of milligrams.
God damn it, we liked it.
Symptoms of flaw could be both, well, I suppose that's an answer. You could save your humanity for just a touch of sanity, cause it's not like it's cancer. It's a painless procedure, but we only failure. Dialectics is Karl Marx. Will Wood's early music was like so unhinged. I thought the inner critic was like a schema thing. My internal monologue is arguing with myself. Jacob, you're so fucking stupid. Why'd you do that? You're an idiot. You're so much better than that. Diagnosis, the studies show that disease is in the eye of the beholder. Where it goes. Be depressed to impress, I guess. And layer after layer to get off the chest. Could you run another test? Got a feeling next time you might just pass it. When you raise the average. Mar, I don't really view it as like a BPD, like any mental illness song, just being in one. This just is a song that feels like about being in the mental health system to me. But I can see how to apply a little bit more to Borderlines.
Ain't your identity at stake? Does aspirin kill you with the pain? You're not your thoughts, you're not your brain, you're just the character you made. Up in your head, down in your heart, what seem like separate body parts come together to believe they're you and not just chemistry. It's not the way that you were raised or what the advertisements say. Not what you pay for, what you pray for, what you are, what you say. Now see your tendency to redefine disease by what you need. And I'm afraid I can't prescribe the diagnosis that you seek. And something tells me that you need. Forgive me now if I misspeak, but something tells me that you like, and something tells me you prefer to be sitting there flipping through those old issues of People. Well, that's your time seeing.
Yeah, I felt that like that song is like just like I just feel like it's like I don't know. It feels like just a criticism of the psychiatry industry in general, I guess, and just mental health too. Just like, you know, how many years you've been on that couch? I could put you in the throes by now. Still, and this song is the main character. For those of you that don't know, this is a song that's basically making fun of me, but I also still kind of believe it. It's a really hard thing to kind of describe because I don't know. This song, it just like you'll understand. I'm that first person they talk about in all the books. I'm
That perspective you cannot doubt.
see how I look.
Control the narrative reliably.
Baby, it's all about me. And I wrote the book about throwing the book at those who don't do it, buy it.
So now
Holding myself hostage, Stockholm Rush just looks like justice. I mean, lefts don't make the right, but two wrongs. Old man Sun Tzu would love this. Beating my dead high horse off the high road to low ground.
Cause if you shake your fist at snakes and grass, it looks like punching down. So God forbid I'm seen just as an average human being. I mean, imagine if
protagonists
just died in the first scene. I'm the gap between a tragedy and comedy. Don't come at me, I'm the main character and you have to like me.
I swear to God, just that line, I'm the gap between a tragedy and comedy, just hits. It hits different.
Lord of the throne NBC.
I hate my voice.
Well, they are to me. Trite tropes, traits, traumas, trinkets, and treats. It's all XP. Look in the sky, it's a bird.
Mar, I hope there's nobody that relates to, well, I'm sure there are, but I hope there's not many people who relate to Front Street.
Villains are everywhere.
That's how I know that I'm the hero. Fucking love that line.
So
Tie me to the train track, laughing, snidely, twisting mustache, snidely, whiplash, Boris bad enough, Normie's bad enough, where you get off, la la sada, yeah, darling, dialects in high collar monologue, and I start them with the ray gun and the tweet.
God forbid I'm seen just as an average human being. I mean, imagine if protagonists just died in the first scene.
I'm the gap between a tragedy and comedy. Don't come at me. I'm the main character, and you have to like me. I relate this song to like my social media presence a lot too. Like it's weird. Black Box Warrior is really good. Judge me by what my
Cover shows
author becomes beyond reproach. You'll know the pros are spine is still intact.
all I got is fair to wonderland. Astro to fly over and holding my demand to live by the alternative facts. Her Majesty says the royal we.
Like this song reminds me of when I was in high school.
Loyalty, an agreement to be reverent, like the emperor's new boots. The court fool got the guillotine. The witch's the stake, you the dopamine.
Siemens made the Zyklon B.
We all still get the flu. We all do what we need to get through.
It's nothing new.
But I ain't done a fucking thing to you. So God forbid I'm seen just as an average human being. I mean,
Imagine if antagonists lacked any evil scheme.
I'm the
Gap between a tragedy and
comedy,
don't come at me, I'm the main character.
and you have to like me.
Yeah, that I ain't done a fucking thing to you. That's just like fucking I can't even describe how like hyped I get at that line. Wait, okay, I'm gonna play one more. Cause this song is what makes me think that like fucking Will Wood could just be a narcissist. I don't think he is, but it wouldn't surprise me.
One that isn't on a record. I want a new pair of shades compared to wet shoes.
Do what I say, don't say what I do, and we're alone now.
High up but low down.
You know I'm not the type of guy to turn my back on a knife, and that's why I'm still looking in the mirror. Oh, I wanna be safe from the fame, but be loved from afar. Get paid to write my name. Could you airbrush my scars? Get my good side. Don't get on my bad side. You know I'm not the type of guy to turn my back on a knife. It's just my luck these motherfuckers talking smack on a guy. But I'm deserving every word they could begin to apply. But at least they know now that I really don't care what you think or what you say. Either that or I do way too much, or well, whatever. Either way, my heart's empty and I'm trying to fill it up.
But it's not big enough.
This song is called "And If I Did, You Deserved It." It's literally just about narcissism. It's the final line of the narcissist prayer. And if I did, you deserved it. I want no less than the best, but the best I can do is do the worst thing first. I'll leave the rest up to you. I'm realistic. Everyone's a critic.
If I keep beating myself up, I'll keep on winning the fight, get my ass kicked.
I'm poisonous, not toxic, I'll admit when I'm wrong, but only to be right. And if it fits in the song, I'll rhyme that we're contrived. Don't meet your idols. Hey, fuck you, I'm your idol. The only label that I'll sign is in the DSM-5, cause my flaws are sort of on the pathological side. Don't call me eccentric, call me mentally sick, cause I ain't sold enough tickets yet to be rich, and that's the only difference. See, he literally made a reference to the symptom criteria for grandiosity, because the symptom criteria is a grandiose sense of self-importance, but a grandiose self, but without without like achievements to warrant them. So he's literally saying right there that he wouldn't have that symptom if he sold enough tickets. It's fascinating.
And it looks could
Kill.
I'd be staring in the mirror, yeah,
If looks could kill.
I'd be staring in the mirror, yeah, if looks could kill. I'd be
Staring in a mirror even more than I already would. Cause man, I'm looking good.
And I
Really don't care what you think or what you say. Either that or I'm malignant, yeah, you wanna stay away.
My heart's fucking empty and I'm trying to fill it up, but it's not big enough for the both of us. And I really don't care what you think or what you say. I'm a cancer, I'm malignant, yeah, you wanna stay away. My heart's fucking empty and I'm trying to fill it up, but it's not big enough for the both of us. No, it's not big enough for the both of us. No, it's not big enough for the both of us.
Oh my god, that song. That song is like such a good song about narcissism right there. I wonder if he intentionally put in malignant, like as a reference to malignant narcissism. I think it might be a little bit of a stretch, but it wouldn't surprise me, especially since I know that because he knows what malignant narcissism is. He's talked about it. Oh my god, it's a fucking phenomenal song. Oh shit, I'm late. I gotta go. I'll give you guys 6 at 5:40. I'll dip. But yeah, so that's Will Wood. That's the artist that I relate to. Listening to this, I got the most awful wear on my face. That's how I feel. Any of Will Wood's songs that are just grandiose and talk about narcissism like that, I same. I Me Myself is also a good one that has to do with themes of pathological narcissism. Yeah, my heart's not big enough for the both of us. I feel like a lot of you who have experience with narcissistic exes and stuff like that, would feel that from the outside, if that makes sense. That that's probably what you guys feel our heart's not big enough for the both of us or whatever. Does that make sense? I hope I made sense. Jay, what time are you coming over tonight? I'll be over in a half hour. I remind myself of about his fans forcing a trans diagnosis on him. He talked about, but like you can see a lot of, but he also talks about it, the pressures to be a to be like have a trans diagnosis on him, and how his like narcissism, not, I guess not pathological narcissism, but his narcissism makes him kind of want to fit that role. And you can kind of see into some of the, or maybe it's just a criticism that he feels like people are forcing him like that. But in his own explanation of it that I wrote on Guinness, he kind of mentions it. Only cuffs and straps? Oh, I guess we're having a mild day tonight. I thought my art was big enough for the both of us. Apparently that's could have been or something. Mar, one of the lines is, "My witness brings me into existence." But again, like, he does have borderline personality disorder, so it wouldn't surprise me if like a lot of this music has elements of both narcissism and borderline in it. Well, again, I don't even know if he, like, because I can't tell if he has narcissistic traits, or if he's full-blown comorbid, or if he's just super self-conscious about being narcissistic. And that last one, I think, is like, could be really, like, that might be like the answer, honestly. Is splitting the same in MPD and BPD? It's a little different, but like it happens with both. For me, I always say that like narcissists are more likely to split on ourselves because of our self-esteem fluctuations, stuff like that. And our splitting is usually more gradual, I would say. I've been lockpicking this whole time. I definitely spit fast and I idealize people until you get suspicious and I delete them from my life. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like I idealize people fast. I feel like it takes a while for me to devalue them, though. I took a break from it, Yeehaw. Like, I'm not a, like, I just kind of do it, like, to fiddle around. Does anybody here with a BPD get really bad headaches? I got a really mind splitter right now. I'm really curious. Really curious if, what's the word? I get really curious if, like, physical symptoms can manifest because of these personality disorders. Like, because we do have all that emotional suffering, and if that can present in, like, because I know, like, narcissists are prone to hypochondria. Health anxiety. See, I have like mental health anxiety. Like, I'll be like, I'm like, oh my God, do I have schizotypal? Have I not been a narcissist this entire time? Do I have bipolar? They can't. It shows in brain scans. That's fascinating. I didn't know that. My mom was BPD and a wicked hypochondriac. She told everyone she has lupus. Tingle my arm, I'm like, I'm having a stroke. You stress vomit. I shame vomit. Hey, Sassy's here. What's going on? You just missed me just forcing people to listen to my music. Okay. I'm sorry, Sassy, but I am going. It's a shame that you only just showed up. But thank you all for coming, though. Hope this was a good time. I feel so self-conscious about my streams lately. I feel like I just haven't been as, like, into them. Ow. But yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and take your fucking meds, please. I have like a really cool podcast I was just on recently that I'm going to have to link here soon when it's out. I'm excited. This was great. Why? I think I've given us a ton of info. Thank you. I need that reassurance. I just get so self-conscious, you know. That's my fucking narcissism. Nothing's ever good enough. I'm going to be like thinking for the rest of the day, like, oh my god, how's that stream go? Blah, blah, blah. I'm drawn to the maps on your wall. I knew a person with NPD once had similar looking maps on their walls. That's interesting. That's funny. I love my maps, even though it's kind of a leftover from when I used to be a far right extremist. But I still love history. So, anyways, but yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Lots of scope. Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, you're borderline. So it's like, okay. Anyways, guys, y'all have a good one. Take your fucking meds, please.